Hey everyone, I'm back. I'm going to try something brand new today. Check this out. I've got a bag of small paintbrushes, 2 containers of glitter, gold and blue. Probably shouldn't have got blue, but anyway. Plastisol, used for making soft plastics. Color for the plastisol that I overpaid for on eBay. It's a food meat injector, like for barbecues, and I put a little tip on here to make it work with the mold because I didn't want to spend 40 bucks on one of these. A thermometer, clamps, gloves in case I spill this stuff in my hands. These aren't the best gloves, but that's what I got for now. Finally, a mold for a Senko. I'm going to make Senkos today, or I'm going to try. So, let's do it. So yeah, here it is. I've never done this before. I don't know if it's going to work. It should work. I don't know if I'm going to be any good at it. This is everything I'm going to use. So here's what you do. You can take this plastisol here, dump a little bit in this measuring cup, and stick it over here in this microwave. I got an old crummy microwave I've had for a while. I'm not going to use the one in the house. This stuff's going to stink. And I don't know. This cup could explode in there, or it could be a mess. So we're using an old microwave. Don't use your mom's best equipment. Senko mold I got. It's a cheap one I got on Amazon. It's just one worm. And so I got that closed up. I'm gonna use these clamps to hold it shut nice and tight. So this isn't really a tutorial. I've never done this before. But I'm going to just film what I'm doing. This is the first time I've ever done it. I'll explain what I'm doing as I go. So I'm going to put about 4 ounces in here. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to... Well, maybe it does with the color. 4 ounce. Okay, there's about 4 ounces. Now I want to stress that you got to wear gloves when you're working with this stuff. You heat this stuff up to 330 degrees. Spill it on your skin. It's not going to come off your skin. You're going to peel skin when you take that stuff off. So wear gloves and wear better ones than these. Okay, next thing I'm supposed to do is add color. Got some green pumpkin. I'm going to make solid worms. I don't think I'm going to use any glitter. Maybe I'll dump a little in there. Okay, we got 4 ounces of plastisol in here. Now this stuff says you can put, depends on how much you put in, how translucent or opaque you want your worm. So I can put between 3 and 10 drops per ounce, depending on how solid I want the color. So I'd like it kind of somewhere in the middle. So 4 ounces times 6 drops. So let's do 4 times 6. Do like 20 drops. I don't even know what a drop is for sure. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Alright, let's throw a little glitter in there since we got it. What the heck, man? I'm gonna put some of the gold. I know glitter's gonna get everywhere no matter what, so just dump some in. I don't know how much to put in. I've watched a few videos, so I'm just kind of going for it. Okay, I can see I'm gonna need more than that. Let's put in some blue too, maybe. A little blue. Oh, this one's already open. No wonder why. Okay. If you ever used glitter before, you know that it's going to get everywhere no matter what you do. So just deal with it. Now, this is when I'm going to start putting my gloves on. Okay, I put this in the microwave. Alright, I put it in the microwave for 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on now. These are just gardening gloves. These aren't really made for heat. So if I spill anything on them, I'm going to have to take them off real quick. Make sure you're using a measuring cup that can handle heat. This one's brand new. It supposedly can handle heat, but I don't know about the cheap things they make these days. So we'll see. Okay, heat it for 1 minute. It's just over 100 degrees. So I'm going to heat it up again. Okay, so I want it to be about 130 degrees. I'm sorry, I want it to be about 330 degrees when I pour it in here. So I'm using the temperature gun here to check it out as I go, as I heat it. Should have done this before. I'm gonna I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna coat the inside of this with a little bit of cooking oil, just a real thin, just so it'll slip out a little easier. And it also supposedly helps make the bait come out smoother and shinier. So we'll see. I'll do both pieces here. Put them back together. Clamp on the bottom so that I can stand it up. Another clamp up here. Across. And there we go, we're ready to pour. Let's go check the temperature. Put the glove back on. Make sure you get that glitter in there real good, man. It's sinking to the bottom, so. Now it's hot. Very hot. Alright, let's give it a shot. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna suck in a couple ounces of this stuff. And let it drip for a second. And in we go. Slowly, very slowly gonna push it. I want pressure, but I don't want to shoot out and big problems. Oh, pushed it too hard. I didn't feel like it was gonna come out. So, okay, we're gonna make a mess on our first try. That's okay. That's full. Let's go ahead and squirt the rest back into the container. Now, a lot of the ones you buy, when you squirt it in, this little tip will fall off and go into the plastic, which is why I made my own. Okay, get the hot stuff out of the way. All right, there it is, man. We poured our first worm. We got some plastic here on the ground and on the tools, but once it's dry, it should just peel right up. And anything that you don't use in the worm, you can just dump back in and remix and reuse. I'll be back in just a minute. I want to make sure this thing's good and dry before I try to pull it out of there. Okay, moment of truth. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Oh, dude, that came out perfect. All right, watch this. Cut this end off, which I can also reuse. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. That looks cool. It's got oil on it because I oiled the mold. But you can see the flake, a lot of it. And that's a soft worm. That is a soft worm. This is a Senko, man. This is the real deal. Look at that, perfect. That came out really good. This is cool, guys. All right, check it out. I got it. Okay, there's a little bit of trimming. There's just a little piece of leftover plastic from where it kind of gets in the, leaks through. And it's just a matter of tightening it right, clamping it down right, and maybe not letting this stuff get so hot. I'm not sure, but first pour ever, and I got a usable worm. See, you can see a little bit of extra plastic there. You just peel it off or cut it off. But once I get good at it, I shouldn't have to do that. Well, it's about right. Let's go ahead and shoot it. Ready, guys? Here we go. Let's put it right there where you can all see it. Get my doohickey here and pull in some stuff. This thing's working good, by the way, this homemade rig. Okay. Let's get that out of the way a little bit. And go ahead and do it slowly. It's kind of hard to do it slow. I'm not sure what's going on here. Alright, I guess that's good. I'm keeping all the extra plastic right there so I can melt it down and reuse it. And anything that hit the cardboard is in that pile. I don't know if I can reuse that or not. This looks good. Still warm. Look at that. Got the plug on the end from where I poured it. Let's take some scissors and cut it right off. Look at that. Worm number 2. Worm number 2. I don't even see any edges on there. Couple little pieces. Just pull them off. I'll wait till it dries a little more though. Dude, this is so cool. I'm gonna stick this in the water. Watch. A little water there just to cool it and let it cure. I see some people doing that on YouTube, so that's what I'm gonna do. Let's take some of the water. Oh, look at that, huh? That is a soft worm, dude. That might even be too soft. I might need to buy some hardener for this stuff. And maybe I'm heating it too much, but these are Senkos, dude. These aren't Yumdingers. These are soft worms. And I'm gonna make another one. So you pull out this plug. It's kind of a pain in the butt. You can, now I think if you had a bunch of molds, you could keep pouring in, and it's not gonna harden like that inside the tool, but once it does, this thing's a pain in the butt. A little bit of a pain in the butt anyway, to get the stuff back out. So maybe you do need a better injector. Or maybe there's a secret to this. I don't know. But anyway, that's what we got. Okay. That'll do it. Don't feel like I'm doing that the best I could, but okay, I'm gonna plunge the rest of this in there. See, now I'm dumping in the rest of the hot stuff, but it leaves a little plug at the end. It needs a little bit. So, oh wait, maybe I can get it all out. There we go. Now, I didn't put any oil in the worm, so it could stick. Ooh, that looks nice. Stuff's pretty warm. Okay. Go ahead and cut the end off. And I'm going to dump this in the water because it feels really warm and tacky. Not as much glitter on this one, getting towards the bottom of the barrel. But dude, the seams are almost perfect. Look, I don't know if you can see it. There's a little tiny bit of plastic hanging off the edge that I can kind of pinch off. That's pretty freaking good. Look at that. I'm going to compare these to Yumdingers after I'm done. What do you think of that? Green pumpkin with gold and blue glitter. That is a worm that has a lot of action. That's crazy, man. This will be good for wackies. Look at that. Look at that. That's excellent. Worms number 2 and 3, they just feel a little different, man. They're a little sticky. They're a little too gushy. I think maybe I heated this stuff up too much. Okay, so I got 3 worms that are done. Here's the first one. Nice and glittery. Really glittery. Second, third, not so much. But this one's nice. This feels perfect. No stickiness. Feels solid. This one, I mean, look, it's sticking to the napkin. It's tacky. Push down. Gently. Very slowly. Okay, so now I see I need more than one mold. Bloop, 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 bloop. So I don't have to keep doing this. Time for some more oil. Yeah, look at that. Sweet, dude. Just cut this right back into the pot. Bloop. Senko number 6. Senko. It's got a little dent right here. This one didn't come out perfect, but it's good enough for my use. I might have done that taking it out. Nah, it's a little crooked. I don't know if you can see that. I can remelt it or I can just keep it. I'm going to keep it because it's just for me. Alright, I'm going to do a little test here. I'm going to take a real live Yumdinger. Compare it to one of mine. Compare the very first one I made. Here's a yum dinger. Look at that. Okay. There's one of mine. That's soft. The yum dinger's not as soft as a real Gary Yamamoto Senko. This might be. So there you go. Yum dinger here. Mike dinger here. Alright, so I got my measuring cup with all the old plastic in it I've been using all day. You see? Oh, there's all my glitter. Cool, now we can use that. It's still really warm, so I might let it sit a few more minutes. I'm going to heat that up, melt it, use the rest of that. I'm all ready to go. Now I want to say one thing before my next round here. I should not only be wearing... these gloves are okay, I think. I should use heat-resistant gloves. I should be using long sleeves, because when I'm pushing that thing and it splats, it's possible that something could splat on my arms. I'm being really careful, and but next time I'm going to have better gloves, something to cover my arms, and maybe even a face shield, and if not that, always wear glasses at least. It's coming apart easily. Oh yeah, got a fresh layer of oil in there. Yeah, that came out really nice. Look at that. No mistakes in this one. Perfect. Absolutely. Wow. Cool. You know, if you're just fishing yum dingers, those are like $2.99 a pack. You're fishing Senkos, what are they, $7-8 a pack? Let's see your Senko do that. Or I'm gonna throw it in the water. Try to pour this one in. See what happens, because I don't think I have enough to fill that thingamajigger. Don't let that chunk go in there. Alright, so our first side experiment here. I just tried pouring it in without using this. No pressure at all, so we'll see. It probably pretty okay on a Senko. It's not a real complicated design, so you're not trying to shove plastic into all these little arms and stuff like you might on a craw. I hand poured this one. I put it in the freezer for a few minutes. Just it seemed like it was really well. I think this mold retains the heat, and so the more you use it, the hotter it gets, and worms take a little longer to dry, cure, whatever, if you will. So let's go ahead and open this. This one, there is a little bit of a dent right here. There's a little dent in the worm right there, a little flat spot. That's crazy, man. So there we go, man. There's the last half dozen or so that I did. Here's the first 3 right here. Here's the number 1 right here. This is the best of them all. Look at that. A little more glitter than I wanted, but who cares, man? Fish is gonna see that and go, damn, I'm gonna eat that. Roar! Well, this is my first try. Came out pretty good, I think. Definitely doable. Not difficult at all. So if you want to make your own worms, I'll show you everything I bought again. So this is everything I used to make the worms today. Plastisol. Color for the plastisol, right there. I got that on eBay. You can get it cheaper somewhere else. Glitter. Yeah, measuring cup you can use in a microwave. Pyrex or whatever. Get something good. Temperature gun, very handy. We got our little injector and our mold. Some brushes. A fork or something to stir with. Probably wood would be good. Gloves. Some kind of oil. You can use Wesson oil or fish oil they make just for doing this, I think. And finally some clamps to hold the mold shut. Put all that together and you end up with one of these. Now I just need to catch some fish. All right, here we are. Like I said, I need to catch a fish with one of these. Here we go. I got a bag full of my Senkos that I made yesterday. They seem a little more normal now. They're not quite as flexible and soft as they were yesterday, so maybe that's a good thing. I'm at Almaden Lake here in San Jose. I've never caught a fish here, so I'm not really counting on catching a fish, but at least I want to see how this thing looks underwater. I'm going to try nose hooking it. I'm going to try wacky rigging it, and let's see how it looks, see how it works. There we go. My first worm hooked onto a hook. All right, there's my bait. Throw it in. There it is. Looks good. Looks like a worm. It's really light. I might want to tie a weight on here if I want to nose hook it. It's really light. I mean, it floats. Almost float. It doesn't float, but it's... Probably need an O-ring for these because these are really soft. Probably help to have an O-ring. Keep this bait lasting longer. Alright, well, let's just toss it out. Let it sink. Bring it over here and see how it looks. I mean, worms don't have action when they sink, dude. This thing is as rubbery as you can get. Once it settles, it's just, well, it's got some action. It jiggles, but once it starts falling, it just falls. You might be able to twitch it a little to make it move and make it look alive, but I don't think, I think people overestimate how much action there is on a wacky rig. Look at how slow that goes, my God. It's like 3 or 4 seconds a foot. That's probably good. Tried my new worm. Worked fine. Didn't catch any fish, but works good. I didn't snag it. I still have it. I fished for an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, and it's still in one piece. Still works. I wacky rigged it, I nose hooked it, and I Texas rigged it, and it worked. All 3 ways. Same worm. It's not torn up. I'm still using it, so that's cool. The worms are tough enough. Here they are. Look at that. These things are freaking cool, dude. Out of the 11 worms I poured, I think 3 of them had dents in them. Maybe 4, maybe little tiny little dents. They don't bother me. I mean, I can give them away to friends or fish them myself. Making worms, definitely doable. Pretty cool. If you want to try it, I recommend it, man. I'm going to take this kayak out real soon. Jeez, it's pretty much getting to be almost winter, but I'm going to go anyway. I want to hit the Delta as many times as I can all year long, so I'll be around. See you guys later. Go fishing.